Mr. Music Man, the artist of the decade, the only musician who filled the National Theatre to capacity. One artist, one musician filled the National Theatre to capacity. He started about 15, 16 years ago. He's been in the business for long, and there's one thing I share with Kojo Antwi. He's an introvert. He's a reserved person. He's a very quiet person, and I'm a very quiet person. Just that, you know, just like him, when I get behind the microphone or before the cameras, the anointing comes and I start talking. But really, I don't like Mpekasa. Kojo Antwi is in here, Mr. Music Man. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I like your costume.
Thank you. Happy's creations.
I
Thank
see
you.
your hair shining. What?
This is a sheen. This is my sheen. This is my sheet. I always.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a compliment for the music man. Makes me feel good. Artist of the decade, Ghana Music Awards. How does that make you feel?
Well, for someone who is being ignored by the Ghana National Awards, it's good to be recognized. You know.
And being in the same category with, because somehow of the view that people like you,
I share that.
and Daddy Lumba, you are legends in the business, and putting you in the same category as...
I don't think that category should have been a competitive
category. Okay.
I mean, with Kora Awards, with other awards institutions, they have something called Lifetime Achievement Award, and you don't compete for that. I mean, even when you ask people to test for such a category or for any, my problem is the way this Ghana Music Award has been commercialized. You understand what I'm saying? If you're doing it to uplift those who are in the industry, you don't commercialize it. We see BET, awards, we see the Grammy Awards, and I was backstage. I mean, I heard you discussing a whole lot, but I was backstage. The reason why when I go to award ceremonies, I'm always backstage is that elsewhere, the institution, you have to sell the rights. It is like Liverpool playing what do you call Chelsea, and they sell the rights to a television network. So that's where they get their funding. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't expect the artist to pick up an award and go and sit back in the crowd. I mean, and I'm not saying, the people pay to come and see a show, but when it's commercial, it loses the spirit behind it.
So you don't think, for example, lumping all of you together, artists of the decade, making it a competitive category, Kojo Antwi, Daddy Lumba, Lord Kenya, or Bravo, almost everybody was in there. You don't think that was fair?
No, I don't think that was fair. I don't think
it shouldn't have been a competitive category at all.
No. I mean, when you talk about an artist for the decade, what is it going to be next year? An artist they can measure some of us by their achievement, by the 10 years that they've been organizing that. I've been organizing the 24th December night for the past, this year will be marking 15 years of that. So, you know, if you want to honor someone like Jedu Bleambule, he goes way back to the late 60s, right? Are you going to measure him by your achievement?
The father of rap.
You understand what I'm saying? So I do appreciate that they came up with something, but they have to think again for the next time, because next year, are they going to use the same thing? Next year, it will be 11 years.
11 years.
So what are they going to do?
Right. Interesting points there from a music man. And let me ask, what have you been up to after Tattoo?
Yeah, so I'm still in the studio doing a lot of other things, gigging around, because live event is what is going to keep. We have become endangered species. I keep talking about it and people don't even get it. CDs, cassettes are out. CDs are out. Everybody is listening to radio. People know when to tune into different radio stations for specific programs. When they can contribute to radio programs, they feel part. They feel like they are contributing to, so no one is listening to music. It used to be that you bought a taxi or you go to a little pub somewhere, a beer bar, and they are playing. They are all tuning into radio. Right? You understand what I'm saying? So we have become endangered species. So you can only survive in this industry now by doing live gigs. And that's what
so you've been doing a lot of live shows.
Yeah.
But you've been in the studio as well, recording.
I'm in the studio as we speak. From here, I'm going to the studio.
And at home, I've been to your place, and Kojo Antwi is always on the keyboard, always doing something, either on the keyboard or on the guitar.
That's my workshop.
That's your workshop.
That's my workshop.
So what are you cooking now? What's cooking?
Well, it's almost ready. You'll be having a feel of it very, very soon. Yeah.
Because people can't wait, and people say that your tattoo album was you were about 10 years ahead of Ghanaians. The tattoo album was too deep. You know, the production was rich.
Yeah.
Everything, it was just too high for the Ghanaian standard, and most presenters didn't sort of understand where you were coming from.
Well, yeah.
And so they didn't give you the airplay because they didn't get.
I think the problem was in tattoo. I think the problem is that we have a lot of radio presenters, excuse me to say, who are not up to, I mean, probably they don't listen to a lot of different genre of music. You understand what I'm saying? I love experimenting with what I do. I have to enjoy the music because I don't do it for the same reason others would do it. So I have to enjoy what I'm doing. And if you've been, a spectator of what I do on the 24th night, my music must reflect how I perform. And when you listen to Groovy, you listen to Superman Havel, wanted to take, experiment with some sounds, themes and all that. And it is not just Ghanaians who listen to my music, I may say.
Right.
You know, and when you're looking at just Kintampo and Techiman, with no due respect,